Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the round of 4, and we are going to be taking a look at COG North America going up against Snipe Gaming, and we are underway here. Let's go ahead and introduce your teams. The blue team fighting out of the bottom of the minimap in the left side of your spectator UI. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Cognitive Gaming North America. They are Dare to Care and Barracuda combining for that Sobek and Apollo duo lane. In the mid, it's going to be MLC Stealth as your Zhonghui. Omega going to be holding down the solo lane as Vamana, and Anister in the jungle as Tier, one of the premier tier junglers in the world. Over on the red team, fighting out of the top of the minimap and the right side of the spectator UI, ladies and gentlemen, it is Snipe Gaming. They are Wolfie is going to be your solo lane Guan Yu. Allied and Incontinentia will be combining for the AMC Wukong duo lane. Sheng in the jungle is Freya, and Nick in the mid lane is Alquang. Cognitive, very aggressive here in the early game drive air. Take a look at this positioning.
It's so strange, too, because the route they take is too aggressive. I see this happen time and time again, where the invasions come and they're just so far forward, or they're just too early. Honestly, if you're going to invade like this, maybe they're just looking for a pick and getting out and just playing it safe. Obviously, the downside would be if you wait for a proper invade and it doesn't work, then you're too far away to try and recover from it. But at the same time, they're just kind of looking for something. But also, less likely to work if you do it that quickly. They're just looking for someone out of position and just backing off there. One thing to note as well is we're going to see a Tier 1 boots picked up by Wolfie, the 300 gold boost with just 6% movement speed, no stats on it whatsoever, and the mystical mark there. So looks like he just wants a little bit of movement speed in the early stages of the game, and going to finish out that mystical mark as soon as possible. Of course, as the game goes on, mystical mark becomes worse and worse and worse. As far as that passive goes, magical protection does gain naturally as people level up. And we'll see Omega get 3 healing potions, 3 mana potions, mystical mark, and the hand of the gods, not electing to go for the early ward stars. So we won't have that vision starting out here, as we see Anister going for the blue buff as well. That will go down and go straight towards Omega. They're going to make it into the lane just in time. The pulse coming out here. I love this play by Xing. This is how junglers should be in the
left side lane. Allied in a lot of trouble. One more auto attack's going to do it. And down he will go for first blood. Barracuda and Dare to Care. Get him out of position. AMC, no natural escapes. Wants to take the hive down. Very low movement speed. And down will go the B to the man of music.
What's this? A bee that's still alive? Take him down there. Strangely enough, and this is kind of what people have criticisms for as far as AMC goes, is the fact that he's so limited when he gets caught out, and his early game is very, very weak comparatively to other hunters here. Mega taking shots here. The pulse rating gets blocked by Anister, but it could be the end of him. No, they're going to get away from that one. Xing just putting in the numbers here as both Vamana and Tier are forced back towards their tower. Guan Yu and Freya both going into the jungle. Freya going to try and find the back harpies. There goes the ping. They think Freya's going to mid. Look at the vision right now, Bart. 3 wards placed on the right side of the jungle, both in the mid area and 1 down towards the blue buff. And Freya's just going to go ahead and take a harpy camp on the back end. Just takes the big one, runs away. Beautiful and very casual play there coming out. The blue buff looks like it was stolen away by the Sobek. It's still on the ground on the left side. So very aggressive plays on both ends. COG aggressing on the left side, Snipe on the right side. The jungle is not safe anymore, ladies and gentlemen, as we do see a first blood come out there on AMC so far. But Omega on the right side being pushed out. Freya looking for opportunity to gank as Stealth also takes damage to the mid lane. Freya rotation, Pulsar Radiant, clear the path. Do they have it? No ultimates. And that baby's going to get out of there.
Yeah, that's one thing. You know, Vamana pretty tough for Freya to gank until she gets Haste and Fatalis, and then once he tries to clear the path, she pretty much just runs next to him, putting in massive amounts of damage. So Xing going to rotate now to the mid lane where Anister is going to be waiting for him, going to banish out Stealth. Xing trying to find the position, going to get hit by the Fearless. A slow going to come out from Zhonghui. They have a big time stun available if they want it. They're going to go ahead and take it. Xing in some trouble is going to go down. A nice hand of the gods gets the extra health from the Bumbas. Stealth going to tick down to Tornadoes. Anister now in some trouble, but Dare to Care's rotation should be enough to keep Wolfie off of him. Yes, he needs a peel. Barely in time. Jingu Bang not going to be enough for the kill. A big old what a shot by Nick! Oh my god, that was insane.
No way! That shot was wonderful. Nick gets the snipe there and giving credit to his team name. Kills off Tier on the back end. And I think that just really comes down to the fact that Snipe really had their eye on the ball. We saw the fact that Freya was out of position, caught out, taking tons of damage. But what she did before she went down, popped the pulse and got a double slow off. And the second that slow went down, we saw the tornado land on top from Snipe, hitting both the Zhonghui as well as the Tier. That damage split from the tornado, and it cooked for a little bit. And what I mean by cooked is that they're standing inside the tornado. The way the tornado works is it constantly reapplies that debuff, applying that damage over time effect over and over and over again. And it was sitting there just cooking and cooking and cooking. And when they finally left the tornado, they had the full duration to wait through. Zhonghui gets burst it down. We saw Tyr go out, and Tyr almost makes it, and Nick, with not only a beautiful tornado placement and a good squall, gets a wonderful Spirit's Tempest, sniping off Tyr on the back end, and now we're seeing two here. Cognitive Gaming right now about 400 gold ahead in the lead, as well as a little bit of experience, not too far forward, but at this point, they're looking to get more engagements like that. Mid camps are something that they're looking to grab up as well, but, I mean, Snipe, you can't take them lightly.
And that's why they're called Snipe Gaming. Oh, yeah, I mean, just a magnificent play by Nick there. The Spirit Temp is just spot on. Andister got to be salty after this one. And one thing that Tyr out of the jungle has a problem with is that if you shut him down early game, it's very hard for him to do very much at all. Left side lane, there's a fully channeled Sobek ultimate. That's going to do a lot of damage to Allied. Ultimate has been used by the AMC at this point. He's trying to kite the best he can. Now they're going to turn their attention to Incontinentia. Dare has to hit a pluck from long range to get any damage on the Allied. A very, very, very nice job of Snipe in this lane. I mean, what brilliant play to split up there. They get the kill onto Apollo. AMC tried to re-engage there, I think, onto Dare, who's now going to go down to Incontinentia here. If he knocks him up, it doesn't even matter. The single auto attack, and just a wonderful play from Snipe there in the solo and the duo lane. That split was just so smart, and they're able to pick up both the Apollo and the Sobek for just the AMC.
Again, we're going to see the issue that comes out from Amuzin Cobb, the fact that as soon as he was plucked, he has no way to position himself, so he's either forced to completely retreat, and what I mean by this is he has to walk directly towards his tower and not stick around for the long haul because he just doesn't have that ability to jump out in a pinch, and at the same time, he decides that, you know, he's going to go for option number 2, stick around and try and win out with the engagement, but he just didn't have the damage numbers. I mean, the Stinger came out, he had that opportunity, burst down, the Swarm was there, he had a good hive almost the entire fight, but with the burst damage from Sobek, it all came through, and AMC gets picked off. Now, keep in mind, Dare made a very key decision. He decided to go for AMC, and he got the kill, but it turns out that Sun Wukong's going to come from the backside and be able to pick up that kill there. So a 2-for-1 for Snipe in the left side, and just comes down to the fact that, you know, it could have gone a lot worse considering the fact that AMC is very, very immobile. But again, we talked about that picking stage. Regardless of what you think of AMC, he is still a hunter, and if he gets farmed, he's still going to hurt a lot in the late stages of the game. That always that he has that going for him, which is nice, of course. Mr. Kamark almost completed for both Guan Yu as well as the Omega, playing Vamon on the right side of the map at this point in the time of the game. 30 gold in the lead for Snipe, so pretty much dead even across the board. We have a very fantastic semi-final round underway.
Yeah, this one is just off to a great start so far. I mean, we've seen already some massive plays, and, you know, as you were kind of mentioning about AMC, you know, does have a hard time if he gets repositioned in a fight, but one thing he does, he has a pretty good kit to just turn and burn, and that's basically what he's forced to do, is just turn around and dump everything that he has and hope that it's enough. Wukong does bring some decent peel, right, with the knockup and the stun to be able to just basically buy time for that AMC to put out as much damage as possible, and he brings the dots to the table as well, so buying time is quite a good thing. Shing's Freya here, you know, not doing particularly well. 0-1, you know, is going to be a little bit late to this Fatalis time. He won't have the boots finish either for some time. But they are going to secure this right side XP camp, as it's going to go easily in favor of Snipe Cog a little bit late on that one. Anderson trying to find an angle here, but I think he learned his lesson versus Nick earlier in this game. That mid lane engagement went so well in favor of Snipe. Taking a look at our graphs drive here, it is fairly even. Only about 300 gold and 200 experience separating the teams. Dead even through 7 minutes here in the round of 4.
It's basically just going to come down to the early starts here, so that's basically what we're looking at. The mid camp's going to be paying off for the gold difference. Of course, that small 100, 200, 300 gold difference is basically just those mid camps. One thing I do want to mention yet again is the people that are following the current meta action. Right side, Omega can jump on. Pulse radiant combination comes through, burst damage. Activates ult and cancels his ultimate. I don't know what that was. A huge oversight or possibly a misclick from Omega. I don't know what that was. He popped his ultimate and immediately canceled it there, and will fall down in the right lane. Keep in mind that Freya still had Valkyrie's discretion. Wolfie activating that cavalry charge, going to be able to burn that one down as well. Omega was guaranteed, so it may not have made a difference in the end, but my God, what an interesting play coming out from Omega. Maybe just popping for the CC immunity and trying to get out there, maybe look for opportunity to go up into the ultimate, have the CC immunity, cancel it, and go right and clear the path if he had it available. Very, very interesting activation there, and a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, you know, he likely was looking for clear the path, I think. I mean, you don't have to think. He must have, either was a misplay. He thought, yeah, he must have thought, like, oh, I have this cooldown again, or something. You know, it had to be a misplay there. I mean, misclick potentially, but I think at the caliber of these players, it's unlikely that it was a misclick. Probably just a more of a misplay, just kind of expecting to have some cooldown that he didn't have. Had to be the answer there. Trying to turn around and they burned them in the tower. Maybe they thought a port was coming in. Left side lane, Dare to Carry in some trouble. Ally putting out a lot of damage. B-Swarm going to miss for the moment. Now it's Ally trying to juke away from Barracuda, but Barracuda is an expert at hitting those in-hand attacks, and he will do so no problem. And Continental is so beautiful, not off cooldown. So very, very close. They know where Incon is, though. Barracuda going to clear the wave, and Continental going to burn away just fine, but not before AMC does go down yet again. And looking at Allied's build here, that early Heartseeker rush is not panning out for him, sitting on 3 deaths already.
Wow, great play by Barracuda there. And you know, honestly, I wish we could roll it back just to see exactly what happened there. He's actually going to go ahead and get a kill here on the Sun Wukong. Goes for the dash. Does he have it? The minions are tanking it up. One shot, dead to the heart there. Barracuda finds the way in and gets Incontinentia again. How is this guy so good at Hunter? I don't understand it. He hits every single shot, and I think, you know, Dare to Care was caught out there. He dropped down to about 400 HP, forced back in the left side lane, and if, you know, Barracuda played that any differently, Dare to Care could have died. We saw the rotation come out. He serenades, first of all, he does damage to Incontinentia. Then he serenades Incontinentia, dashes forward and shuts down Allied from forcing it out. Then gets enough damage on Allied to kill him off as Incontinentia tries to scramble to get the kill on Dare to Care, but too far away, couldn't get it, and then rotates back and gets Incontinentia. So, I mean, Barracuda proving to himself to be one of the best hunters in the world as he makes a beautiful and honestly a poor play by Dare to Care into a double kill.
So, I gotta ask the question. Coming from the EU scene as the primary EU caster, Game Hunter or Barracuda?
Game Hunter has a bigger god pool. Barracuda has a better hunter play.
Apollo.
I still got to give it to Barracuda. Game Hunter plays it better in decision making, but Barracuda is better technically.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, Barracuda just doesn't miss in hands. Right side lane, MLC Omega in some trouble as Wolfie's going to dive him here. Trying to kite around the tower is Wolfie, doing a fair job of it, but is going to get knocked out. But here comes Anderson. Can he lock down Wolfie? He can, and the Babby is just too tanky. Dry Bear can't take down the Vamana just like that. Wolfie overestimating that Guan Yu hit.
Right now, 10 minutes and just over 30 seconds of the game, dead even goal. The experience difference is in favor of Cognitive Gaming right now. Does make a little bit of a difference. You see the level 2 ultimate starting to be picked up here by Cog. Snipe still sitting at level 10, and Continental, Shing, and Allied all waiting on that one. Allied's going to go for that tier 2 Aussie. Again, we see that tier 2 boots build coming out from pretty much everyone, considering the fact that it's 1,000 gold for combat boots and then 1,100 more for the finish off the Warrior Tabi or Ninja Tabi. So a big difference there between the boots, and generally just going for the stats. We're going to see on the right side, actually on the left side, Charge Break coming out there. The Cat's going to hit Dare to Care in the face. There goes the move to slow him down. The Stinger's going to miss from Allied. Now taking some harassment, going after some hits there. Barracuda just doesn't miss. I don't know how he does it. He just doesn't miss any of those shots. That can take some damage out there. And we're going to see, unfortunately enough for Snipe, Nick's going to go for the very old Warlock Sash build for Ao Guang, which is going to slow his damage uptake very much.
I love this build, though. Like, gotta be one of my favorite Ao Guang builds. The Warlock Sash into, like, the Void Stone, Breastplate of Valor, then Ethereal Staff, and then a Tahuti ends up being, like, 600 plus magical power and just massive amounts of tankiness out of the Ao Guang. So it's a little bit curious, I guess. Well, you know, it's because I think they're running pretty lean here. Guan Yu in the bruiser role, you know, you have Sun Wukong as your guardian, so you don't really have a true guardian on the map right now. It's gonna allow him to soak up some hits and maybe make some space for Freya in the team fights, and that ultimate's still gonna do plenty of damage. Dare to Care, in fact, gonna eat the brunt of that, but no follow-up. Nick nearly gets a kill there.
My God, forcing that one out. So back going to get so far back. He's going to tier 2 to back here. He does not want to get sniped anymore. Tier left side to get this movement speed buff as Nick forces down the mid lane, looking to take this tower out. Sovereignty almost done for Incontinentia. It is done for Dare to Care as he goes home and finally finishes that one off. Right side, Omega forced out here. Does he have teleport 3? He does. It should be off cooldown. If it's going back, it's more than likely he has it available. Honestly, solo laners don't leave unless they have that teleport available. Vamana can make his way back over to this lane, or is he going to walk? He's waiting for the cooldown. There it goes, just came off cooldown. Shing and Wolfie forcing this one out. The wave's going to clear out. There's an armored umbrella to force that one. The mystical mark has been completed. Going to tick down on those minions here. Fatalis almost done for Shing, and honestly, I would like to see him finish off the standard Fatalis, usually a more popular pick than the hasten Fatalis, given the fact that it gives you movement speed. Charge Spray in the jungle, not going to. There goes the recall demons. The fearless combination into Nick, and Nick is going to go down there. Even with the Warlock Sash, it's not enough. Barracuda left side, look for the Tiger to come through. Not going to hit. The Honey's on the ground. There's the knockup. Gets the moves away. He's going to be just fine as the Jingle Bang does some damage to him.
Look at Shane in the mid.
Valkyrie's discretion. She's up in the air. The card on top. Exorcism to come through, and that's going to be enough. Fearless comes on top, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. The towers are exposed.
Yeah, towers are going to be aggressed now in the mid lane. Looks like Snipe wants to prevent. Nope. Cog says, forget that. Let's go take a Gold Fury here. They know it's only Wukong, Guan, and AMC available here. They don't have that big burst damage, so they won't be able to really effectively take them off of this Gold Fury initiation. It's going to take a lot of damage. Anister going deep against Allied here. Going to zone out the AMC completely. It looks like Snipe takes that Gold Fury. In fact, though, they're able to steal it away. I think it's a big play by Wolfie there that takes it. Yes, indeed, they do steal that. And Continentia going to have his decoy pay for his life there. Now it's going to be Barracuda trying to chase him down to the back line, but the Anister Blinken's going to do it, so they lose 2 members to pick up Gold Fury. Effectively, it is, it's going to be a little bit of an advantage for them. Nick, yeah, I think he wants to, but he's going to save that to make sure that this tower can't be pushed in instead of going for the kills there. But all things told, a wonderful play there by Snipe. They get in there, they disrupt that Gold Fury timing. It is going to be made back up by Cog and A. You see they only net lose about maybe 200 gold there, but at the end of the day, it's a very nice play by Snipe. It keeps them very contentious through the end of the early game here as they move into the mid game, and it's going to hopefully get Al Kwong. Let's see, he's sitting on only 600 gold in hand, but once he gets to the next about 1,000 or 2,000, he's able to get what hopefully will be maybe a damage item up and running here. If not, probably a Void Stone will be the next item coming out, and really able to help control the pace of this game from that mid lane position. Get those kind of rotations out to the side lane, put some pressure on Vamana, or even make some room for his AMC to get some farm.
It's surprising enough to see that that rotation come out, and honestly, I think that came down to Dare to Care just not being ready to grab that up. You can see the Hand of the Gods available on Cognitive Gaming is going to be tier 1 across the board, so this really is just 100% of the blame going to Dare to Care. They're not able to pick up that tier 3 Hand of the Gods when they were ready for it, and of course you see Incontinentia coming out with that tier 3 Hand of the Gods, which for those of you who don't play Smite or don't see the actives enough, the tier 1 does 480 true damage, whereas across the way the tier 3 Hand of the Gods executes the Gold Fury at 25% HP. So due to their itemization choices there and their support tank not picking up the Hand of the Gods early enough, they're going to lose the Gold Fury. It's going to go in the way of Snipe, although they did bring the Gold Graph back in their favor, about 1,200 by the follow-up there. Tower situation is still even. No towers have fallen just yet in this game. A lot of rotations and more focus on the Gold Fury and kills, as well as Barracuda is going to find Incontinentia in the jungle here, missing 3 attacks in a row. I don't think we'll ever see that again. Zhonghui in the mid lane going to push up towards the mid tower. We do see Shin going for the Hasten Fatalis instead of Santa Fatalis, and now going directly into Demonic Grip, the item that gives magic power and of course penetration on top of everything else, as well as that little attack speed boost. Nick going to look to farm a little bit more, because if he doesn't have that extra damage, Warlock's Dash not going to pay out. Continentia forced out with the ultimate, dashing forward. Barracuda wants the kill. The Vanish comes through, not going to get it. Snipe is forced out here. There goes the kill. The up in the air. Look for the Apollo. Don't get it. He gets it. Shin goes down, and now Nick by himself questioning what's going on here. Surrounded. Do they go for it? Into tower, Anister, Barracuda, Dare to Care, MLC Stealth. Do they want the kill on Nick? He's going for the tornadoes on the ground. Jingle Bang comes out. MLC Stealth. Does he have purification? He does. Dunks out. Ultimate comes through and hits nobody. And Tail Whip to death is that. The charge prey almost hitting the bird.
That was so close.
Just missing. And that's going to be a huge rotation from Cog.
And now Wolfie has thought about rotating to the mid lane. He's going to let Omega get to the tower with a full creep wave here. This could be the tower going down. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Yes, uses hands on the back line. Omega going to be able to go into the Sleeping Giant form. Doesn't even need it. Tower goes down. 2 towers down. Now for Cog and A. Almost a 5,000 gold advantage, but the experience is really what's separating the teams. 12k in favor of Snipe. Big time plays. MLC Stealth moving into his Mail of Renewal. The MLC Snipe Zhang Kui build is in full effect. Focus Void Stone in the Mail of Renewal. If you don't know what this item does, once he finishes it, anytime he gets a kill or assist, it's going to regen 10% of his health and mana. And when you're Zhang Kui and already naturally tanky from your passive, this makes him an almost impossible target to kill. Omega going to be going for the No Boots build, Witchstone, and Heartseeker in the solo lane. The itemization very smart so far from Kagane. Outside of that one misplay from Dare to Care using Hand of the Gods only at rank 1. All around the board, this has been a very, very nice game, well executed by Cog and A. And it's also worth pointing out that this is Dare to Care's first week back after 2 weeks off due to a player suspension. He is replacing Eonic now as the primary duo lane guardian for Barracuda, and a little bit of misplay could be attributed to that time off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see a lot of rotations here. I think it comes down to picks as well as MLC Stealth gets banished in the mid lane. There goes a good slow. The pulse rated combination going to miss 2 shots. Actually, Alcohol Ultimate coming out completely out of left field there, or I guess I should say right field, not hitting anything. Completely dodged there by Stealth as he just walks away from that engagement. Of course, that Mail of Renewal not helping him against the double magic, but it's going to help him a lot with the Guan Yu, with the Sun Wukong, and of course the AMC, and also give him some CDR HP. And, of course, that heal when he does get a kill or an assist, which helps him a ton since he'll be in the fight a majority of the times, considering the fact that he is Zhong Kui, who likes to get close up and personal. At this point, we're sitting at 18 minutes and 30 seconds in this match, 4,600 gold in favor of COG, 12,000 experience, which honestly, at this point, is incredibly valuable. You're going to see Ao Guang say at 17 versus the 17 on Anister, Omega, 18 on Barracuda, 18 on Stealth, 14 on the support. And honestly, the supports are quite close. In fact, the fact that Dare to Care is the same level as Xing in the jungle, that is a huge difference in experience, and it's going to hurt Snipe a lot. 13-5 right now, absolutely in control of this match is Cognitive Gaming, and they really need to start picking it up. But with AMC so far behind, and Guan Yu not able to get in there and get the damage he needs, and Nick going for that defensive build with Warlock Sash, they need him to have damage right now, and even with that Warlock Sash, he's still killable.
And another thing to point out in terms of the XP disparity is a big one is Barracuda at 18 and Allied at 15. Having that massive advantage on your Hunter means that the Guardian can roam really with impunity, and it's going to be really hard for AMC to stay in the lane. We even talked about AMC really being the 1v1 Hunter specialist in a way with the hives and what he's able to do with the dot damage and really able to poke effectively, but not when he's 3 levels behind an Apollo who has a finished Malice. And, kind of throughout the tournament coverage today, we're talking about Heartseeker Malice builds on Apollo are pretty risky and generally aren't going to give you the same kind of damage output as you would with something more conservative or even going for lifesteal, unless you are Barracuda and you hit 8 out of 10 auto attacks. And when you're able to do that, those 200 damage crits really, really make a massive difference in here. We're going to see him basically aggressing this side tower. He's going to get knocked up by Incontinential, but just not enough to hold down the Apollo, who dashes out and mezzes out that Guardian there. And now you're going to see Allied actually recalling. Omega's rotated all the way across the map, and it looks like Kagane is going to go ahead and push this thing right on through.
We see Gold 3 started up here by COG. You see the rotations come out. We see them all going home. And this time, Tier 3 Hand of Gods is picked up by Dare to Care. He's not going to make that fatal mistake as he did last time, where he just waits for it. There goes activation. He's going to hog it. No, they're just going to finish this one off and save the hog, I suppose, in case they get a fire giant. Blink in comes. Tyrell actually misses the Fearless as they blink come out from the Freya as well. Able to get out of dodge as quickly as possible. We're going to see the rotation come out. Big Baby up in the sky. Completely wasted as well. That's going to be a free ultimate from from the Baby. Going to go back down, and that's now be on cooldown. Of course, the Stinger came out from AMC as well. Left side tower is at a breath's distance from being destroyed here. Barracuda's just walk in and destroy this one as soon as the minions do show up. There goes that tower to go down. That's going to make their 6,900 gold turn into 7,900. So about 8,000 in the lead for the gold difference, 14.8 in the experience difference. They got the gold. Fury, the Fire Giant is available. So if Snipe missteps for any reason, it could turn into a Fire Giant or possibly even a Phoenix if they're not careful. 21 minutes into this match, Cognitive Gaming is looking so sharp. And honestly, if you're Snipe, you don't really have a whole lot of options.
Yeah, it's Xing. Xing has to get that back in this game. Demonic Grip Palace finished on to Freya with the pen boots. There's a lot of pen in this build. She can do a lot of damage, and it's really going to be almost entirely up to her finding picks, I think, at this point. Needs to start really hammering into some of these gods, keep them down. She should have a fairly easy time killing Anister, only sitting on physical protection. MLC Stealth's going to be a tough target to take down, but, and even Barracuda has the tools. So it really needs to start finding Anister in the jungle or even pick up kills on a Dare to Care. But I think that's easier said than done. And it seems like that's the only god that right now is positioned to really help the team for Snipe. As you mentioned, Nick with Warlock Sash is going to be fairly tanky, but not necessarily the highest damage output that he possibly could have. Wolfie, of course, on the Guan Yu going fairly tanky there as well. And Allied on AMC is going to have a very hard time of really putting out damage in these team fights. Without an advantage, AMC has to play very, very cautiously, as we've noted a few times during this game. No really built-in escapes for him. So, as Kagane continues to try to flex her muscles and can really control. Speaking of control, Nick going to be forced to beads out Anister's Fearless there as the red buff comes back up, and it looks like Cog wants to really contest that red buff Incontinentia dashing in as the Lion, gonna get a knock up on the Barracuda. There's a Fearless coming in on the back line. There's an ultimate coming through from Alquan, but it doesn't do that much damage. Nick gonna be forced to use his Aegis as well. Shink in the air, doing the damage that he can, but Nick is getting quite low. Now AMC gonna join the fight. Shink trying to stay relevant, but the release Demon's just doing way too much damage to him there. In fact, the whole team takes a tremendous amount of damage. Anister will fall, but not after controlling the team fight very heavily. Derek starting to get low. Wolfie doing the damage. Barracuda gonna dunk in, jams it in onto Allied, knocking him up in there. Now it's Incon trying to get away. Bird form activated. Wolfie in the middle of several gods. He's gonna have a hard time doing this. Gonna try to find maybe a kill on the Derek here, but is gonna fall before he uses the stun, and that's a 4-man wipe for 1 in favor of Cog in it.
I just like watching Barracuda the way he positions himself in these team fights. We saw him, he knew that the cavalry charge was going to come out from Guan Yu, positioned himself to a point where, okay, I'm going to back this way, make him commit a full direction, and then I'm going to moves right through him, and he's too far away, and of course the team bursts him down there. And Snipe honestly had a good engagement. They really did. Their start was perfect, but at the same time, you're going up against Cog, and really what came down to was just pound for pound, Cog is going to win in open fights because they're so far ahead. They're 8,300 gold in the lead, 18,000 experience. Those levels pay off more than anything right now. We're going to see a surrender vote. Honestly, this had to be just frustration or emotion. They're not out of the running. They certainly had an opportunity to take this. With only 3 towers down, they're going to lose Fire Giant. That wasn't the end of the game. This had to be just frustration.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's just throwing in the towel, not really wanting to maybe break the team up over an argument around whether or not they should suspend the game or something like that. I mean, I agree. It was definitely looking dire for them. 8,000 gold in the hole, 17,000 experience. Really, the experience, as we mentioned, being the bigger piece of it. But players are starting to get towards level 20. That experience advantage wasn't going to continue to grow. And with a big turnaround fight, if they overextended with Fire Giant, that could have still potentially turned in favor of Snipe Gaming. However, unlikely. I think that they're